Cuban street musicians strike up a tune to earn money from foreign tourists who come from just about every country in the world. Except, that is, from the United States.
I'm from Norway, so I'm from Germany, and I love Cuba.
We're from Somerset, England, and we come to Cuba because it's really interesting. It's changing, and we'd like to see it before it changes too much.
That change may take place once U.S. government restrictions on travel to Cuba are lifted, and the island is again flooded with Americans. But even though the travel ban remains firmly in place, there's a growing trickle of visitors from the United States.
It used to be the only Americans you could find in Cuba were diplomats, journalists, or tourists breaking the U.S. trade embargo. But increasingly, more and more Americans are coming to Cuba and doing it legally.
The square in Spanish is known as Plaza Vieja.
It's called people-to-people travel. Guided tours by licensed operators that are supposed to focus on cultural exchanges and skip the beach.
That's good for trade, good for everybody's standard of living.
On Monday, Robert Petrick, a real estate developer in California, wrapped up a week-long legal trip to Cuba where his tour met with independent entrepreneurs.
First of all, I like the United States, they like our business model, and they'd like a chance to have a little more freedom in their economic activities, and we were able to impart a little bit of that to them, and of course vice versa. So I felt actually like we accomplished something.
But several Cuban-American congressmen have said people-to-people travelers don't get to see the poverty and shortage of personal liberties in Cuba.
What these trips are all about is nothing more than tourism. It's just tourism. It's just people going to Cuba, and the reason why this is problematic is because it gives money to the Castro government.
Juan Hernandez says more and more American visitors are hiring him to drive them around Havana in his 1934 Ford. Hernandez shows them the good and the bad of life in Cuba. We take them everywhere, he says. Some people say, don't show me the pretty areas. I want to see the reality. While people-to-people tour operators say interest is surging, travel to Cuba is expensive and bogged down with red tape. For most Americans wanting to experience Cuba, the island remains still just out of reach. Patrick Ottman, CNN Havana.